Hello and welcome to the Build with Bear workshop. My name is Pat Bear. I'm here to build a model kit. I'm also here to hang out with all of you. And I'm going to start things off by throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi. You can use other people's emotes if you feel like being a lurker. Just go ahead and lurk. That's okay. If you don't want to say anything, you don't have to. It's probably going to be a pretty chill evening here on this Monday. Maybe some folks will endeavor to join us later, but right now it's feeling a little light, which is okay. That ain't bad. That ain't a problem. It's just what it is. I keep my schedule, and then if people want to join in and hang out, they can join in and hang out. That's like, it's up to them. We are working on Char's Zagak High Grade. My $10 patrons voted on this kit to be built way back at the end of last year, but due to circumstances of a bunch of stuff coming in from my Amazon wish list, I had to put this on the back burner so I could work on all those. Those are all done. Finished the jigsaw puzzle. Finished the 3-in-1 Lego set. Finished the flowers Lego set. All those are done. So now we're working on Char's Zagak. We started that on Saturday by, hey, Lord Crashton, welcome. Thanks for being here. We started on the legs. We're starting bottom up. Built all of one leg. I'll show it to you there. And we built some of another leg. So we will continue working on the legs. Then we're going to build the waist. Love that for us. We'll build the waist. And then we start working on... is that the waist next? Yeah. We build the waist next, and then we work on the arms, and then the chest, and then the head. And then we put the whole thing together. Aristofan just subbed, resubbed, Tier 2 subscriber, 77 months. Thank you so much, Aristofan. Let's throw the Bear Cave Lego site, Tier 2 blue emote in chat. Thank Aristofan very much for their continued support. We appreciate you very much, Aristofan. Thank you. Aristofan is our Tier 2 subscriber at the moment. We appreciate you very much for that. Enjoy your emotes, and thank you for your continued support. It means a lot. Yeah. Again, might be a chill evening tonight. Might not be a lot of people. It's okay. It happens. I'm not going to worry too much about it. I am wearing my hoodie. I'm going to unzip it a little bit here just to give myself a little bit more room to move around in here, but it was a little chilly in my room, so I didn't take the hoodie off before I got down to business, as they say. No one really says that, but some people do. All right, let's go to the overhead camera so you can see what I'm working on here. Hey, here it is. We got this nice deep red, this like maroon color here on the legs, and then we got the connector parts. We're going to continue doing this. We want these two to match. Then we'll panel line this. It probably doesn't... it kind of shows up on camera. The black marker really does help this out. It really does look nice. I've also, you may have noticed, I have increased the contrast for the overhead camera to kind of brighten things up a little bit. And it should be fine. It does make me seem a little paler. It's probably not super noticeable. I can tell that it's a little bit washed out a little, but I think it will benefit all of the building because you are not only here because I build model kits and Lego sets and one time a jigsaw puzzle, but it is part of the reason why you're here is to see what I'm working on. And also just, I want it to look good. I want it to look good and I want it to sound okay, because I don't know if I can get, I don't know with the resources I have, if I can make it sound great, but I can make it sound good. And I do my best to make it sure that it is sounding good. But we will continue on here, continuing to assemble our leg here. So we'll put a leg over there, and then we got our leg here. So let's get some pieces together to build us some legs. Now, this is a kit from the year 2001. That's when it was released. And it is based on a 1999 kit. So this is Char's Zagak, so it is the repaint of the regular Zagak. But the big difference between these two is that I know this isn't the 2001 release. I know this is a re-release because the packaging was slightly different in the re-release. Now, thanks to some information, I'm able to glean that this is a 2003 release. So this is still over 20 years old, but I can tell you the plastic feels pretty good. Um, so my assumption is I got this kit off USA Gundam Store. I got this and one other kit. They were on sale and a good price. And my assumption is that that USA Gundam Store didn't have them in storage for a number of years. They probably got them as like they were in storage somewhere else, and they got them through like a middleman, because these are not re-releases, recent re-releases. So that is my assumption, is that they got them and just got a number of them from somebody that has been hoarding model kits for a long time. That is often how stores like USA Gundam Store refill their old stock, is they buy from people who are getting out of the game. Maybe somebody was getting into the resale business. Like a lot of these places like USA Gundam Store, like Gundam Planet, Tokyo. Purple Tokyo. There's a place out in LA that is really good, and its name escapes me, so my apologies. I believe Purple is in the name. But a lot of these places, they get shipments of new stuff, certainly, and reissues and all that from Bandai, but they also go through like some liquidation sales and various other things. And people that are like closing up shops, maybe digital shops, often reach out to those places and say like, hey, I've got a bunch of boxes of, like I've got some RX 782s from 2012. How much you want for them? That kind of thing. And that also, if you ever find, like, you may see some kits that I build on stream and you're like, Pat, why was that for sale on Amazon? And often it's because a store like that is also realizes, hey, we have 15 of these. Let's just put a few up on our Amazon store, or we're going to give a few to Amazon, like our Amazon reseller, just to see if they'll move on there, because maybe our local, or the people that buy, that aren't local but buy from our website, maybe they're not just biting. No one's biting on these, but maybe it'll do well on Amazon. People that don't know to go to our website, and also the people in our store. So that often you will find that. That's not always the case, but it's often the case. If I see a kit from 2006 on Amazon, oftentimes when I buy one of those kits, it will have a sticker for a business, like it'll have a new UPC code stuck over, like even sometimes outside of the plastic, because it was for a time planned to be sold in a store or on a store shelf somewhere at some point in the States. And then eventually they gave up on it, and then it just ended up selling it, wherever they could. All right, so I need A17 and A8 to go on these. So A17 will be over here. And I'll go on this one here. That goes on the top one. And then the bottom one has A8, which is this one. Okay. But yeah, again, I got these from USA Gundam Store. They didn't have any markings. Obviously, not every store would do this, but most stores, and I consider Gundam Store to be one of those, will remove whatever was on there from another store, US UPC codes and all that, or any other things, and may even repackage the plastic, do a new shrink wrap if necessary. If the old one is visibly very old and dusty. I remember buying G Gundam kits. So the original G Gundam, the non-grade, not the high grades, and the non-grade G Gundam kits that came out in like 96. I remember buying those in like 2001. So those kits, were only 5 years old, but I remember getting them at a like comic shop that also did some models and some various things. I remember buying those there, and they were filthy because the cheap saran packaging was just like, attracted dust like nothing else. And they weren't properly cleaning those boxes because they weren't selling. I remember there were like some that had been in the back and had been moved up, and they didn't dust them. And I was like, I'm going to offer a deal. And I did get them for a deal. I remember I got all of the non-grade I got all of the non-grade G Gundam kits except for the Devil Gundam, because they didn't have the Devil Gundam, or the Dark Gundam if you watch the dub. They didn't have the Devil Gundam, but they had all the other ones. So I was like, okay, well, let me get them for a deal. And I can't remember what I paid for it, of course. I can't remember that, but I do remember that I did make an offer, because I was like, look, these are just sitting here taking up space. And if you're not going to try to sell them back, then you should sell them to me. Okay. What, does this look smaller than one or the other? No, this is fine. Great. Our legs are done. Now we just have a panel line this leg, because we haven't done that. So now the fun part, for me anyway, is the panel line. Using our black marker here, using our Gundam marker. I'm just going to hit everything here with a little bit of black and then clean it up. Some of this stuff won't sink in. Some of it will. Pardon me. Sorry about that. My apologies. It's a really rainy day here in South Carolina, in my corner of the Carolinas. So even though it warmed up a bit, and it did rain a lot, almost all of the snow is gone around here. Due to the rain. I wanted to go for a walk, but it was too wet. But I'll hopefully go tomorrow, because I would like to get stretch out a little bit, get a little walk in. I'm tired of biking. Also, if you're unaware, I have a bike that I use as an exercise bike. It is not, or was not originally an exercise bike. It was just like a street bike. But my parents bought for my dad at some point before I moved down here an adapter that turns a regular bike into a stationary bike for exercise. So I've been using that for years now, and it's very helpful. The back tire is slowly losing air, and for a little while I could just pump it up and the air was coming out so slowly that it'd be fine. And now the back tire is definitely just no amount of air I'm pumping in is going to stay in there. Now, you might be saying to yourself, Pat, if it's a stationary bike, what does the back tire have to be engaged? Because you're just pedaling the wheels. Well, the way this works is, like, the back wheel here sits on a thing that it offers resistance. So having the tire be inflated makes it harder to move the tire, which, because of the resistance, which then gives you the exercise. And the alternative to that is that you just bike. I'm just pushing the pedals, and I don't have as much resistance. So it's a little worthless. It's not worthless, but it's less good than it was. So at some point, I gotta get a new back tire. Do I want to do that? Not particularly, but I gotta, so I can get my biking going, get my biking on. All right. Let's see here. We are done panel lining this. All that's left is to clean it up a little bit with the eraser and then move on to the next thing, which I will be doing right now. Clean this up, and then we move on to the waist. And it doesn't tell me that I can put the legs into the waist yet, but I'm gonna do that because I want to. The two parts of the waist, 9 and 10, steps 9 to step 10. Yeah, we'll put those together because I think it's just will be better to do that. But anyway, news item. I got a news item for you. Let's talk a little bit about NVIDIA. NVIDIA had a little bit of a rough day today. Lost a bunch of money. By end of day, they had lost about $520 billion in market capitalization today. So that's stock market stuff. So is that actual money? No, yes and no. I mean, it's all kinds of bullshit. But anyway, they lost $520 billion. And that is, according to Bloomberg, the greatest one-day value wipeout of any company in history. So congratulations to NVIDIA for making history. Let's see, in PCB and PCB. Now, Pat, you might be asking yourself, Pat, what was the last company that lost the most amount of money of any company in one day on the stock market, of perceived capital value? Well, that would be this happened September 3rd, 2024, and it was NVIDIA. So NVIDIA broke its own record of lost revenue, or lost perceived value. So congratulations to NVIDIA. They said it couldn't be done again, but you proved them wrong. The third biggest daily loss, according to Bloomberg, was Meta, who lost $251 billion in February 3rd, 2022. Now, what's happening, Pat? NVIDIA has a license to print money. They're making all these graphics cards. The graphics cards are out. And yes, the graphics cards are nothing to sneeze about for gamers. Yes, it'll breaking their own records like Olympic athlete, indeed. Pat, but these new graphics cards, like gamers are saying, well, there's not much of a big boost and it's not definitely worth the money, but there must be somebody that was benefiting from these graphics cards. And why would what's going on? What's happening? Well, what's happening is the explosion of a competitor in the AI space. Because you know what NVIDIA was counting on with these graphics cards? They were counting on people that do AI bullshit using these powerful graphics cards to further their AI bullshit. But DeepSeek, who has been around for a while, do not get me wrong. DeepSeek has been around for a little bit, but today they became the number one most downloaded app. Over the weekend they became on Apple's US App Store. They became the number one downloaded app of the weekend. Because they're working on their alternative to OpenAI with the R1, which came out this year in January. But basically, one of the reasons why, and you're like, well, Pat, there are always going to be people out there doing stuff that other people haven't done, and that shouldn't affect NVIDIA that much. Well, the thing is that DeepSeek is like, yeah, we did all this with less specialized computer stuff. Like you can use our stuff way cheaper with less equipment and less powerful equipment. So maybe you don't need a bunch of NVIDIA nonsense to do machine learning like this. And that is the thing that freaked everybody the fuck out. And caused NVIDIA to lose a bunch of money, perceived money, of course, was that. So, look, they temporarily closed down new signups because of malicious attacks. That's probably partially true. Is DeepSeek's R1 already kind of busted because of censorship of the Chinese government? Sure. Basically, it levels the playing field in some ways. It's got its own sets of problems, its own sets of nightmares, but it makes complete and utter nutters freak the fuck out. So great, enjoy. I am not going to champion any sort of AI, but I do appreciate when the disruptors get disrupted. It makes me smile. Let's see. Cheng Lu, who is a research scientist at OpenAI, said that on Sunday, said in a post on Twitter, chatbot, the DeepSeek chatbot demonstrated impressive Chinese conversational skills, which has not really been seen in OpenAI. So that's okay. If it's doing something that's at least interesting, I'm not saying hooray, but I am oh, okay, all right. DeepSeek app also has a search mode that surfaces answers from the internet. Let's see. Not all of so you can ask for like, Wired was like, what are some important news stories today? And the chatbot cited some news stories, some of which were not, like new or recent, but they didn't make up anything. They did link to a few things that weren't necessarily what you would want to see, but they weren't lies, and so that's interesting. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. And there's a bunch of stuff. DeepSeek's free chatbot could pose a serious threat to OpenAI. They're thinking, and also while it's both more open and more closed in different ways, and so like none of it's good. But again, I am psyched about the idea of NVIDIA losing all this goddamn, like, all it took for NVIDIA to lose all of this, again, perceived value, because it's a stock market and fuck that shit, is just the idea that, oh, maybe you can do AI and you don't need their bullshit thousands of dollars worth of graphic cards and stuff to do it, is like pretty fucking funny. Let's see. This was from Wired that I was checking for there. Okay. Unfortunately, it is that time of the stream where I talk about bad and sad news in the world of video games. In this case, we are talking about studio closure and layoffs. We did have to talk about that. We are talking about Ubisoft laying off 185 employees because of some downsizing. The Ubisoft Leamington is closed, and there's downsizing in Dusseldorf, Stockholm, and Newcastle. Let's see. There were 50 people. Hey, Lysandus, there were 50 people at Leamington. They were formerly the studio Freestyle Games, and they were acquired in 2017 by Ubisoft from Activision Blizzard. Freestyle Games are the people what brought you DJ Hero. And they became a support studio for The Division and Far Cry 5 and various other things as part of Ubisoft. And then Ubisoft offices in Dusseldorf, Stockholm, and Newcastle. And the Newcastle office is probably best known for Grow Home. Ubisoft Reflections are there, and they're being downsized. And they did say, this is from Ubisoft, that there's 185 people impacted. And that is now the third studio in 2 months that they have closed. And they had a bunch of nonsense and terrible things. Because this is the third studio they closed. Their statement is a bunch of bullshit nonsense. This is a bid for them to maximize value creation. So you already know it. As part of our ongoing efforts to prioritize projects and reduce costs that ensure long-term stability at Ubisoft, we've announced targeted restructuring at Ubisoft Dusseldorf, Ubisoft Stockholm, and Ubisoft Reflections, which is the Newcastle, UK crew, and the permanent closure of Ubisoft Leamington site. Unfortunately, this should impact 185 employees overall, and they're grateful for their contributions, committed to supporting them through this transition. Ugh, every part of that fucking sucks to say out loud. It all sucks to say. Okay, so this. Okay, like that. Just trying to get our legs here. They're such a bloated company for how many games they're putting out these days. Yeah, I mean, that's because they cancel games all the time. They are also one of the companies that does we have 20 studios working on every big game that then undersells. Oh no, what are we going to do? So like, it is in some ways completely understandable that they are like consistently, having to lay people off because of their terrible decisions, but also fuck you and your terrible decisions, figure your shit out. Maybe put out more games. You could maybe put out some more video games. It's rough out there, and my condolences to those people that have lost their jobs, because it fucking sucks out there. At least the Stockholm people have a good support network. And I don't know the conditions in Dusseldorf, and how Newcastle will deal with that. There is a game scene. There is a game development scene in Newcastle. So hopefully some folks will be able to find work in other places. Of course, that's very difficult. I'm not saying, it's like completely easy as hell to do, but hopefully people will be able to find some stuff out there, because it's rough. But at least the Stockholm, I know will have a good support because of their country's laws. The Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake needs a decade to get done right. Yeah, it's just like long times in the oven, and expectations of how to do that. But again, according to some people, I never linked to this article. We didn't talk about this article because I was just like, whatever. An analyst was saying that companies are hoping that Grand Theft Auto 6 sells for higher than $70 or $80 and goes in really high, because that will then allow other companies to charge more. So they're hoping that, like, this was according to one analyst said that. And it's just like, yeah, that's not going to solve your problems. Games should, some games should probably be more expensive, but that ain't going to solve anything. Yes, having that, Skull and Bones, Beyond Good and Evil 2. I mean, just like continuing to work on, hey, when the creative director of Beyond Good and Evil 2 leaves, just cancel it. Use the tech, rework it into a different game, use some stuff in something else, do a different version. The idea that, like, you'll ever be able to make your money back on Beyond Good and Evil 2 is a sunk cost fallacy. There is just no reality where Beyond Good and Evil 2 sells enough copies to justify the amount of money that has been spent to make that game. It's just like untenable and unreasonable to think that ever would. There's just no way. Like, I don't care if it's only been like 10 people working on it at a time. Just the amount of, just like when you think about like the amount of health insurance, which you gotta fucking do. I'm not saying don't pay health insurance, but just when you think about the amount of health insurance that was paid out just to have that game continue to be in some stage at some point. At a certain point, it might not be worth it for the amount of money you're spending on, like, servers. Yeah, quadruple A games. Yes, everyone's working on quadruple A games, and that's going to save the industry. Sure, for sure. All right. Put it like that. Yeah, there we go. All right, we got our legs together here. We got our, the lower half of our kit is done. So now we can move on to, doing one arm. All of one, let's see, wait. I'm going to do, do I have to do these two at a time? Wait. This is all one arm. And then, okay, then 14 and 15 and 16 is the other arm. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. This was confusing for me. basically, we're going to do 11, 12, and 13, then 14, 15, 16, do one arm, and then do the other arm, and that confused me, but now it makes more sense. You did see that Jan's favorite game, Be a Landlord, is coming to consoles, which is wild. Huh, yeah. I mean, I guess at some point, if you think it's possible, you should go for it. Let's see. Speaking of Ubisoft a little bit, we should say that that they have, of course, their Assassin's Creed Shadows is coming out on in March of this year. And that is an open world samurai RPG. But turns out, as far as consoles go, it won't be the only one coming out that month, because the Rise of the Ronin is having a PC port, and it's coming out a week before Assassin's Creed Shadows. That's a Team Ninja game that was exclusively on PS5, but that's coming out to PC on March 11th, which is about a year after, because that's about how those things go. But it's just interesting timing that of all times they picked a week before Assassin's Creed Shadows. That feels, how do I say this? It feels on purpose. Let's see. Oh, pardon me. And then, of course, Shadows is coming out on March 20th. Techno Koei ain't going easy on Ubisoft. Yeah, a little bit. I mean, that's a known quantity. Obviously, if you don't have PS5 or PC gamer only, this is something that, like, cool. You know, that's maybe something that you'd be interested in seeing. You can find a lot of videos of people playing it and Let's Plays and strategy guides and all that. So that's a pretty good idea, I would say, probably. Let's see. And also a reminder that Shadows has been pushed a bunch and was supposed to come out. It was supposed to come out in February, and then they pushed it back again, possibly to get it out of the way of Monster Hunter Wild. Probably. We don't know for sure, but probably. Yes, Lord Crashing. It was supposed to come out last November, and then it was set to come out in February, and then they pushed it back farther, probably to get out of the window of a big hitter coming out in February. Dirty to subscribe to Tier 1. That's 65 months. Let's throw the Bear Cave Lego site. Tier 2 Blue Mountain chat. Thank Dirty very much for that. And thank you for your continued support. Appreciate you very much. You can throw the Bear Cave Lego site. Tier 2 Blue emote in the chat. Love to see those emotes. The wonderful work of Xandra. Let's see. All right. So we got this part here. And I'm going to wait until we get the whole arm together, and I'm going to panel line the whole arm all at the same time. So we'll just get that part together there, and then we can jump to B17 and then some A pieces. Working on the arms here, our very fun, silly arms here. B17 is this piece here. So yeah, if you were interested in Rise of the Ronin, know that that's coming out now in was March. Where did I see that? Yeah, week before that, right? Yeah, so about a week before. Now that's 320. It's going up against the Titan that is Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. Look, I'm not saying there isn't going to be some overlap there, but there's probably more overlap with Monster Hunter. Probably. Let's see. Rise of the Ronin takes place over 250 years after the events of Assassin's Creed Shadows, so it's a different kind of game, which is funny. This is funny to be like, well, we should be clear. We're not saying that they're similar. They take they take place at different times. So please don't get mad about that. I understand, Kotaku. I appreciate you including that bit of business. We need A24. And then we need to put in that after. Put in the pieces here first. There. Trim that down. Okay, so if you are a Pokemon TCG Pocket app user like myself, I was going to say player, but in reality, I don't play it. I mean, I open packs, but I don't play the card game part of it. I just play the collector part of it. But yeah, if you play that, you may have noticed that there in the news, the news little thing, there was a little blip there, and they had a stern message, basically like, hey, don't mess with game data, and also when trading comes in, don't think you're going to be able to use real money third-party sites. And we find out you're doing that shit, you're done. And I was like, oh, I didn't know trading was coming. Apparently trading was coming. And I was like, well, of course, there's speculative market of like real money for that. And as people try to complete their collections, like who knows how much real money will be in there. But like, yeah, that makes sense to me. Okay, so we need 2 A19s and all of these are A19s. Okay, all of these are A19s on this side. But of course, yeah. I'll read the quote of the statement, which again I saw. It came to me. Got that when I opened the app today. We are aware that some players have engaged in data tampering, real money trading, and other behaviors that violate the terms of use. Read an in-game announcement. If we confirm that a player is engaged in behavior that violates the term of use, we will warn them, suspend their account, or take other action. Basically, there's going to be probably a surge in black market bartering. Most likely, yes, real money trading has been around since EverQuest. Indeed, Aristophan. So if you're like, Pat, but like, if there isn't trading, how has there been any like real money things? And then what is account selling. There has been, they know that people are, selling their accounts there and all that. So they're basically just saying like, hey, we know you're doing this shit. You're not going to get away with it later. So like, enjoy your time, enjoy your party time. Because if we catch you, you're done. And I do fully believe, like, understandable. Real money trading, all of that, that exists out there. In some games, it was because you couldn't buy things. Now, obviously, Pokemon Company will be happy to sell you credits and things, not cards, but credits so that you can then buy packs with that credits and get the cards that you want. They would be happy to do that for you. They will do whatever they need to do to make that a reality for you. But what they don't want you to do is pay for like a complete collection or a very rare card from somebody else. And then like suddenly that trade happens because you spent real money on it. They don't want that shit to happen. And it's like, good luck to them if they're going to try to do that. Yes, Pokemon Company doesn't want cards to be sold because that would, see, here's the thing, Aristophan. The cards don't have any value. That's important. It has to be important that the Pokemon Company says that the cards do not have any value. The opportunity to open more packs of cards exists. Individual cards are not for sale. Packs of cards are for sale. Packs of cards are not for sale. Nothing is for sale. What's for sale is the opportunity to open a new pack sooner. You are paying for a clock to change time, not for cards. So the Pokemon Company and Nintendo do not want you to buy cards from other people that you're trading. They want you to trade cards so you stay within the ecosystem. And maybe, I don't know this, maybe card trading will have like, you can only trade so many cards an hour unless another meter that goes down would be great for them. They would love to have another meter that would be going up and down. Lysander says, I just opened a pack and got a foil Superior. Hell yeah. I got a foil Ghastly the other day, and I was psyched because I really wanted that foil Ghastly. Because Ghastly rules. So I was very excited about my foil Ghastly. All right, an A13 and A38. But so yeah, like, what's this gonna mean for people? Like stuff and also not stuff. Like, will they be able to keep track? They will most likely shut down sites way more than Blizzard did. They will ban people. They will shut down sites. They will ask Etsy to not allow fucking sales because people always try to sell weird digital shit on Etsy. And Nintendo has lots of lawyers who only deal with Etsy. So, like, that's their specialty, is Etsy, is cease and desist to Etsy stores. It's what they do. So, like, I imagine they will do whatever they can until it reaches a point where they're not making enough money on Pokemon TCG Pocket for it to make sense. And then they won't sunset it, but they will also, support it way less. But yeah, they know, the Pokemon company knows when they will make enough money, or when they're making like a low enough money to stop really caring about it. Okay. Good. Sorry. Speaking of money, I used I got a $5 gift card to the App Store and then used that to buy coins in Pokemon Go. Because, why Pokemon Go, Pat? Well, simple reason. I wanted to, okay. Wait, sorry. Let me make sure I'm doing this correctly. I wanted to buy more egg incubators and hatch more eggs faster. But I had a $5 gift card to Amazon, or to Apple, and I was like, well, this is the best way to use that. It's just buy that. Connect the game to TCG Card Shop Simulator and sell your cards through there. Yes, that is the solution. You're right. Clearly, the solution is TCG Card Simulator. The only way to go. Sell them in there, because obviously, Valve would not care. Valve probably doesn't want you to sell digital cards for real money within that card shop simulator. That's my guess. My guess is they wouldn't want that, because they would want their cut, and they might not get their cut if you're going through shenanigans. Let's see. Okay, right off the bat, the trading feature, it allows 1-star cards and below, so the really rarest cards you can't trade. Should mention that. Still be able to sell entire accounts to one another, but again, that's, they don't want you to do that. Okay, I will say this, friends. Yes, Valve wants a cut of every card sold ever. Indeed, they want their cut. I should say this, in talking about these things, I should say that honestly, not even my darkest moments, in some of my less, how do I put this? When I was in a position where I had more money than time, I did buy gold. I did buy gold from gold farmers in World of Warcraft. I did do that a couple times. Am I proud of that? No. Like I said, that was a period where I had more money than time. I was in a guild with people. We were not a raid guild of any kind, but I was trying to just buy some cool gear for a character, because I was playing somewhat casually, but still wanted to have some good gear, because we were running some dungeons, and I wanted to be able to run dungeons with my friends. And I was under geared. I was not necessarily under level, but I was certainly under geared. And I thought, well, if I buy a bunch of gold, then I can just buy some equipment that would be way too expensive for me normally. So I did do that. And the process was easy. I went to a website, and then they said, what server are you on? And then I found a website that had gold on that server. And then I put in my username, and they said, okay. And then that username did a trade, appeared in Ironforge and did a trade with me, and gave me a bunch of gold. And then I had a bunch of gold, and I did not get into any trouble, and I did not get my account banned or anything. And I did that. And that was at a period where I was still very active, but like I wasn't playing as much. I played a lot during the day, and all of the rest of my guild were night players, but I worked at night. But I had just switched from working during the week to working on the weekends, and my pay had gone up because I was switching jobs around within the same company, and I was suddenly flush with cash. And this was before I started going to PAXs. I've always said this. I don't always say this. I have said this. There was a period of my life where I was making a good amount of money, and I had no debt, and I only had one credit card, which I just used to build credit by using that credit card. And I had like very few bills, and I was making all this money, and life was fucking sweet. And the decision I made was, well, what I should do is start traveling a lot. I should definitely 100% travel all the time. That's exactly what I should be doing. I should be going traveling, and I should be getting hotel rooms, because this was like not before Airbnb, but I wasn't using Airbnb at the beginning. And I should be doing panels and hanging out and going to like train to one city and flying to two others like 3 or 4 times a year. I should be going on these trips because this will be good for my career. And it was really fun. It was not good for anything, but it was very fun. I'll say that. I'll say that, and I'll stand by that. It was very fun and a great time. But yeah, that was the end of that. But yes, at the time, Lysander says for shame. And indeed, like, look, I'm not telling you this because I was like, hey, I hacked the system and I did something very cool. I'm just letting you know that, like, yeah, I did it. I bought gold because I wanted good gear for like my main character. Because I was, being outscaled by my friends, and I wanted to like do more raids. Not even raids. I want to do more dungeons. I want to do more cool shit with my friends. And there was no pressure. I'd be very clear. Our guild was just a collection of comedy folks in New York, mostly in New York, and there was no pressure by anyone to like, oh, Pat, you gotta grind up some gear, and you gotta get this to this, and you gotta do that if you want to take this seriously. No, it was casual. It was just that there were a bunch of folks that were unemployed and just putting a lot of time in the game. One person in my guild, actually, and this is years ago, so I'm going to say this because I won't say who it was. He would have his laptop open at work while he was a manager, and then would be checking the auction house. He wasn't playing. He wasn't like killing. He wasn't like doing PvP or anything. He wasn't grinding. He wasn't going out and mining. But he was, because you had to have the game open to be in the auction. He was in the auction house buying and selling things while at work. So he would go over to his laptop and check things, and then he would also delineate things if he needed to be by that. And I was like, ooh. I've never got that bad. I never got that bad. I have been known in Pokemon Go. The closest I've been to like that kind of a thing was when Pokemon Go was first starting. I would occasionally take a break to go walk around the neighborhood at work because I was allowed breaks, of course. But I would take a break and go walk around to catch some Pokemon or something. Or like, oh, there's a there is a Pokemon I haven't caught yet before, and it's saying that it's 3 blocks away. I'm going to take the long way home and go by that way to see if I can catch whatever that is. Oh, it was a Beedrill. Okay, great. Now I have a Beedrill. Hell yeah. But I definitely did that when I was first really getting into Pokemon Go. I was not alone in that. There are certainly people who would be like, oh yeah, I'm taking a cigarette break. You don't smoke. Yeah, but I have to go outside. There's a Bulbasaur out there, and I need more Bulbasaur candy, so I got to catch a bunch of Bulbasaurs, which was important at the time. At the time, that was very important. That was stuff you had to do. You had to do it. I'm still playing Pokemon Go. I never talk about it on stream because why would I talk about it on stream? But I am still playing Pokemon Go. Mostly as a incentive for walking, because I go on walks for exercise and for mental help, clarity. But it incentivizes me to walk more because I can hatch eggs and also catch the Pokemon. Now there's the Dynamax Pokemon and their Dynamax stops. Unfortunately, there are no Pokemon. There's no Pokestops anywhere on my walk, anywhere near me. Nothing in walking distance is a Pokestop, not even one. There is one that theoretically would be near me if I cut through people's backyards. But if I walk the streets to get to it, forget that. That's not happening. So unfortunately, I can't really spin Pokestops unless I'm out and about. But there are Dynamax locations, so I can do all of that. Yeah, I mean, there's still quests that need to get done. It is gamifying walking, and I'm happy with that. And like I said, I just used my $5 card that I got for Apple. I just used that to get myself some eggs. Excited about that. All right. Let's see. We'll take a pause to the cause in a moment or two. I am going to complete the other part of this arm. This kit is coming together. I don't think we're going to finish this tonight, but I think we will definitely 100% finish this on Thursday, and we will start the next kit on Thursday. And I'm very excited about that because I'll give you a little sneak peek here. This is the next thing we're working on. It's our first ever Gundam base exclusive kit, the Zaku Warrior live concert version. It is the queerest mobile suit in all of Gundam because it is a live concert version. It is a pink concert Gundam. So this is the first masquerade we've done in a while. This was the expensive kit. This was the fucking I mean, it says love right across the This is the expensive kit that I purchased with gift cards at Christmas. I ran the poll. It won the poll definitively. The people demanded that I work on that I buy a very the most expensive kit that I had put on the list, and so I did. And I actually genuinely, earnestly, actually, for real, need to make that clear. I very much had a good time working on the jigsaw puzzle, but it took so long and I was like, oh, when am I going to finish this jigsaw puzzle? I want to build the Zaku Warrior live concert version. I want to build it, and I couldn't because because I was blessed by purchases from my Amazon wish list that jumped the queue and became the priority, which is awesome. I am not trying to say that I'm like mad about it, but it was the thing where I was like, oh, but I want to build the thing that I want to build. I can't build the thing I want to build yet. I can't build the thing I want to build because I got to build the thing that I got to build. A1 and then G. Sorry, not sorry. Yes, Aristophan. I did have to purchase the thing again. I really enjoyed working on it. Especially as I started once I started making progress on the artifact cards, that was a joy. That was so fun. Once I got the border done, which had given me some problems, and we were getting into the nitty gritty. Ooh, that was fun. When I got a system and it felt good, oh boy, you kidding me? The rad as fuck. It just felt great. One of these days I'll put another one. I am in no rush to do another one, so I'm not going to put it on the wish list, because since I've said that I don't want to do one soon, if I put it on the wish list, someone will buy it, which, again, thank you, but also I just don't want to do it, so I'm removing the incentive to do that. All right. But that is the next thing I'm building. That won the poll, my Patreon poll, and that is the next thing we'll be working on in the future. Lord Crashing wants me to dance button. We are going to do a pause for the cause, but we'll start with a dance button over here. Thank you for using your channel points for something silly like this. Do do do. Ba-da. It's just good vibes. Hey, there are 2 stickers. I don't know which sticker goes where. I just realized that. I only know about 1 sticker. There's another sticker and I don't know where it goes. That's interesting. Sorry that I got distracted while I was dancing, but I did realize that there are 2 stickers here and I only know where one... Oh, there's a sticker that goes on... oh, it goes on the chest. Okay, there is a chest sticker. Maybe you don't put the... oh, okay, that's right. There are 2 stickers. There's a sticker that goes on the head. And then the sticker that goes on the chest, they wait until everything's put together before they put the chest sticker on. That's what it is. Okay. Yes, Lord Crashing, we have a few more days until the new song. Reminder, we're going to take a pause to the cause. I'm going to talk about ways you can support the channel and all that. Reminder that I will not be having a stream on February 1st. Saturday, February 1st, will not have a stream. Normally I would stream on Saturdays, but I'm taking that day off because I'll be streaming the previous day on Friday. And now I'm going to promote that for you right now. Right now, here we go. Here is my promo spiel about the thing I'm doing on Friday. My semi-annual subathon. I do it twice a year, usually on my birthday and usually sometime at the end of January or the beginning of February. And this time around, I'm doing my February one on Friday, the 31st, starting at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, running till ? I don't know how long I'll do it. Probably 4 hours, probably till 7:30. Who knows though? At 40 subscribers, I will do a 2 quick Lego builds. One thing I got for Christmas, one I bought a while ago and just haven't built. It's really easy. You can see little photos here of what those are. We'll do some quick builds. At 50 subscribers, I will do karaoke. Karaoke songs that I have never performed before on stream. So some newbies. At 60 subscribers, I will show one of my favorite wrestling matches of 2024. I said my favorite due to a worry about getting a DMCA takedown. I'm going to show one from that is not my favorite, but it's in my top 5, but it shouldn't have any issues. And it also will be really fucking cool. And then at 70 subscribers, I will play a mystery game. This is a game that I purchased on Steam for $5 that looks very stupid. And I will play that game. And of course, I've got Hearthstone. I'm going to make a new creator wrestler in WWE 2K24 and some other stuff. And that is all this Friday, starting at 3:30 p.m. Currently, I am at 41 subscribers. Now, some subs came in at the end of December, so those may go away by the time the stream starts, the way 31 days go. So it could be, because it is 31 days, so it could be that I go below 41 by the time to start. But right now, we've unlocked building, and I will start with some model kit building. I'll probably start with some model kit building. I'll space them out. None of those things are like, and now immediately I do this. It's just I unlock I unlock the guarantee that during that stream I will do those things. You get it. So that's that. I'm going to talk about ways that you can support the channel here, and I'm going to go through these pretty quickly, but I'll get through them hopefully fast for you. These are all optional. You're under no obligation to do any of these things, but if you would like to help me out financially, you can. We saw some emotes in here from people who have subscribed. If you're currently a subscriber, you can throw the Bear Cave Lego site tier 2 blue emote in chat right now. Let the people know. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here financially. You could be like Dirty and Aristophan and resub. That will be wild. Again, Aristophan at 53 months at tier 2, 77 months total. Wild. And Dirty at 30 months. 30 months at tier 1. Subscribe for 65 months total. That's wild. Thank you very much to both of you for that support. But yeah, hi, I'm John. Being a subscriber, easiest way to support me. Cash money, your Prime Gaming token, you could do that. You could gift a sub like Aristophan and Beifu. If you want to make sure that I do karaoke songs, you could just subscribe, gift a couple subs right now, get me closer to 50 so that I do some singing. I'm going to say this right now. I won't promote that anymore until the end of the stream. The songs go from things that are very much in my range and I can do to, I will not say which one, but I am going to do a My Chemical Romance song. That my karaoke set ends with My Chemical Romance, which I have no business singing. And I will not tell you what song it is, but it is a My Chemical Romance song, and I should not perform it. That's a shower only song or a karaoke room only, but I'm gonna do it because I like that song a lot. Lord Crashing, it's a My Chemical Romance song, so yes, it's emo. The song is a lot, and me singing it is funny, I think. Also, there's one anime song. I'm gonna sing one opening theme to an anime. And I'm very excited about that I found a karaoke version of this one anime song. We start with anime and we end with My Chemical Romance. And that, you should imagine that will get me to 50 subscribers the day of, I think. I don't know. Anyway, if you want to gift a sub, you can do that. Sorry, whatever here. What's going on here? Sorry, I got an email here. Tubi is sending me bullshit. I don't need to be on Tubi's mailing list. Get out of here, Tubi. Anyway, gifting subs, easy. Bits and coins, always appreciated. If you want to subscribe, well, John, I'll tell you, Tubi is going to be showing the Super Bowl, and you don't need to have a cable subscription to watch the Super Bowl on Tubi. There you go. There's your answer. John, I actually have an answer for you. If you want to watch Super Bowl and you do not have a cable login on your computer to watch it on Fox, you could watch it on Tubi. This is not an ad, not sponsored. But I sponsor myself by having a Patreon account. You can go to my Patreon account at patreon.com/PatBear. Over on Patreon, I got a $1, a $3, a $5, and a $10 tier. There are different rewards for different tiers. Consider joining me on Patreon if you would like to. My $10 patrons voted on the Zaku Warrior, which will be the next thing that I'm working on. My 3, 5, and 10 will voted this month on like what game I played the second week. They will vote on that next month. That's why we got to check out the Jackbox survey scramble. We checked that out because it won the Patreon poll. Various things and thanks. I got a YouTube channel at youtube.com/PatBear. Over on my YouTube, you can subscribe for free, of course. But if you want to become a member over there, for just $2 a month, you can become a member. And then you get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. So tomorrow, you will get a new video in your feed, and you'll be able to watch that before other people get to watch that. And you will find out what my final favorite show from the fall 2024 season was. That was pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. Let's see. YouTube, blah, 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 blah. Those are all monthly ways to support me. If you want to support me just on a tip basis, you want to throw a tip there. I have a Ko-Fi and a PayPal. Everything I make through direct donations, through YouTube, through which includes AdSense, through Patreon, and through Twitch, all goes into a fund. And from that fund, I pull out money to buy model kits, including the most expensive kit that I have, the second most expensive kit I have ever bought, which is the Zaku Warrior, which, well, that didn't work. That's not going to work. You saw it earlier. You can kind of see it. It's this big box. It's a big master grade. that I bought from secondhand because it came from the Gundam store, Gundam base. And that kit was the second most expensive model kit I have ever purchased. And I can only do that because of your continued support. So thank you very much, and I appreciate you for that. We are working on a kit that I purchased that used to be on my wish list. Or no, it wasn't on my wish list. I just bought this with funds that were available. I recently wrapped up some kits that were bought off my Amazon wish list. If you would like to decide what I build next and not have it be in my backlog and have it be something that you get a say in, well, you can go to my Amazon wish list and buy something from there. I recently added some new Lego sets, some inexpensive Lego sets. I added a set that right now is about $13, is a 3-in-1. The Wild Animals Surprising Spider is a spider, scorpion, and snake. And it's cool looking. And then I also added a Lego set, which is another Lego 3-in-1, which is a race plane. You get an airplane, a fighter jet, or a helicopter. And I thought I had built this, but I built a different helicopter and not this one. But those 3-in-1s are really fun. I enjoy those. So I recently added 2 new ones, but there are model kits and Lego sets, inexpensive kits, expensive kits, kits that never go on sale, kits that always seem to be marked down and then fluctuating in price, all kinds of things, some knockoff stuff, knockoff Lego, basically. There is one kit on my wish list that is a knockoff Lego set, or fake Lego, like from brick kit, based on a fictional mobile suit. So it is like both it's knockoffs of a variety of things. And I'd be happy to put that together if you buy it off my wish list. My alternative to Amazon is Throne. Throne is a good company to pick stuff up for, so consider jumping in on Throne. And then the most convoluted way to support me financially is USA Gundam Store. You go to USA Gundam Store, you buy yourself a gift card there. They'll send you a gift card code in your email. Then you can send me a whisper here on Twitch or a DM on Twitter or Blue Sky or Mastodon. Send me a private message on one of those. And then I will get that gift card code in your private message. And then I will take that gift card code and I will buy something for you as a Gundam Store. This has happened 3 times. 3 different people on 3 different occasions have done that. And I think that's rad. I think that's lovely and rad, and I appreciate that very much. So thank you to those people that have done that silliness. If you want to support me and not spend any money, well, I got a Discord, and you're welcome to hang out there. I post videos and stuff in there, and I build photos, and people post stuff they're working on. It is a nice little community of people. You're welcome to come hang out there. A couple of video links for you to check out. Today, I posted the 3rd episode in my occasional series, Pat Baer's Wrestling Club. Pat Baer's Wrestling Club is my opportunity to talk about wrestling in a video format on YouTube. The first 2 episodes were about one particular wrestler in Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling and how I thought she needed to win a tournament, which she did, and then the fallout of that tournament. And this video, I was going to talk about, I do want to do a video about my favorite comedy wrestlers over the years, and I am going to do that. But I had a thought experiment, and this is going to be a 2-part video. This is episode 3. Episode 4 will come out someday. I don't know when. Are there any successful homegrown talent in AEW? And I define what homegrown means. Generally, it means they have not won a major title in another promotion. There are a bunch of caveats to that. I'm getting heat because I don't consider Ice Ribbon to be a major promotion. And Hikaru Shida won their main title, so she should not count as a homegrown talent, not original, homegrown talent. And I'm like, no, I don't consider Ice Ribbon to be a major promotion that you won a major title in. No, get out of here. Sorry. My apologies to Emi Sakura, but I never consider Ice Ribbon to be a major promotion. But anyway, it's nitty gritty. I talk about all of the 20 whatever people who fit that category that I created. And then in the next video, I'm going to rank them and look at their championship reigns. Because this all started because I was like, wow, they did Private Party really dirty. Private Party only had 3 title defenses. They lost that one. They lost to 2 guys that don't need to have those belts, that shouldn't be on the that shouldn't be where they're at. That like you couldn't call homegrown talents. Homegrown talents lost to like established names from another company like months after they arrived. Like, this sucks, and I still contend to that. It fucking sucks. Anyway, that's the episode of Pat Bear's Wrestling Club. The current episode of Pat Bear's Anime Club that you should check out is me talking about all of the many isekai that are out this season, which ones I'm watching, which ones I'm not watching, which ones I might be watching. You can watch that video there. And then Kuma Baer is my weekly anime recommendation series. All this month, I'm talking about my favorite fall 2024 anime, including the 2024 remake of Ranma 1/2. That's right, a known remake disliker, Pat Bear, is saying that the Ranma 1/2 remake is fucking really good. It helps that Ranma 1/2 is like very funny and the jokes still land and the screwball comedy still works, and the animation is great looking and the characterization is really well done, and shampoo is not a fucking problem like she was previously, and the fan service is toned way down, which is great. It's just like delightful. You should watch the 1 minute version of me telling you that you should watch Ranma 1/2. Okay, I'm going to talk about some anime that I've been watching, and then and I'm going to continue working on this model kit. But one thing I need to do is I need to transition back to the overhead camera, but I'm in desperate need of some water. So we'll do all that. We'll transition over to the camera. I'll get some water. We'll get back to building. I'll talk about a couple of anime I'm watching, and we'll do all that right now. I spilled a little bit of water, but it's fine. It's fine where I spilled that water. It's totally okay. Everything is all right. John wants me to hit the dance button, and I will hit that dance button because we only have so many days left of this song. Do. All right. Thank you for using your channel points on dancing. All right. We are back in it. We are working on the other arm to other arm, which is very similar to the previous arm that we did. It's identical, except that, you bend it the other way because it's got to go on the arm there. You get what I'm saying. So let's talk about some anime while I get into this. Put the paste here. Great. So I'm going to talk about episode 3 of Sakamoto Days and then episode 2 of ZENSHU. I am slowly going to get caught up on ZENSHU. I am behind on that show, but I do want to talk about it weekly. I believe, yes, like yesterday. The 4th episode came out, so I'm going to talk about episode 2, and then the goal is that by next week I will be able to talk about ZENSHU. So Mondays are going to be Sakamoto Days and ZENSHU, and then Thursdays are going to be Soraya Utility and maybe another show, and then Saturdays are going to be talking about Dragon Ball Daima, and then either another show or, of course, I'll be talking about I can just go in and tell you a bit about like manga that I'm reading. I still don't know how that works out, but that's kind of where we're going here. So I'm going to try to get caught up at least for the next couple of days. I'm just going to talk about ZENSHU like as I get caught up on the series. But we'll start with episode 3 of Sakamoto Days, which was at mostly at an amusement park and pretty fucking fun and occasionally buck wild, which was enjoyable. The episode starts with, so you may remember in the second episode, our girl Lou has joined in and she now works there. She's the dumpling girl now. So we got Lou and we got Shin. Lou is a martial artist. Shin is a former assassin. And of course, Taro, or Sakamoto, is now a retired assassin who is believed to be dead, but everyone knows he's alive. And we found at the end of the second episode that there's a bounty coming out on his head. But we know that, but he doesn't know that. So we start with Shin complaining about Lu, like, and her work ethic, and telling and being like, hey, we got to get rid of her. And then they're confused because Taro is like, hey, I need you to work harder. I need you to do more stuff. And he's being like really chatty. And he's not a guy that like talks all the time. So it's kind of weird. And then Taro shows up. That's right. The first Taro is a man in disguise. And that's Nagamo, who is just in disguise. And apparently there is a bounty. So he informs them about the 1 million yen bounty. It's going to be posted soon. And apparently some hitmen know that Taro is around and might be coming back. And at the same time, the pizza man shows up. And I want to be very clear with you that I am not joking around or fibbing when I tell you that this pizza man arrives and says that his name is Pizza Nakajima. Pizza Nakajima shows up, and you may be shocked to find out that Pizza Nakajima is an assassin and pulls out pizza cutters. And threatens to harm Nagamo, thinking that it's Taro, but that's not Taro. And so then Nagamo grabs Nakajima and strangles him, and then Sakamoto is like, hey, do not kill someone in my store. Do not do that. So Nakamo's like, hey, more people are going to come after you. And so he leaves. And Taro is like, so who do we think this is doing this? And Nakamo does not know. So assumedly, Nakajima gets murdered somewhere else, which is like, I guess, like, strictly speaking, is fine considering that he has a no kill policy. But like, I don't know, you didn't prevent a death, I guess. So the group that's been spying on Taro in the shop are called Dodinkai. Dodinkai are pissed off that Nakajima didn't win the fight and didn't kill him. And so they're like, all right, well, we're just going to have to follow him and find a time where he's the most vulnerable, and then we can attack him. Because he was a member of the Order. And meanwhile, while they're doing their surveillance, they notice that Taro is looking directly at them and pointing a gun at them. Because Taro can, of course, knew where they were. And that freaks them all out. And he threatens them from a distance. Taro's like, we should all lay low. And then his wife and daughter show up. And they're like, hey, everybody. And then Taro remembers, oh, fuck. I definitely promised them that we would go and hang out and go to an amusement park today. Shit. It's time for the family to go to the Sugar Park amusement park there. Yes, it is an amusement park called Sugar Park. They got to go there. Uh-oh. So they all go. Shin and Lu go as well, and they're on protection duty. They want to make sure that they can look out. Reminder, Shin has psychic powers, which we only saw in the first episode, but now we're going to see it again. Shin talks about the psychic powers. He can read minds within a 30-meter radius. Those are the words I was trying to find. So he can read minds, and that's very helpful for his job. But he has to concentrate a lot. Shin identifies there's an enemy nearby, and apparently that is someone dressed as a janitor, and that it was part of the group. That janitor gets taken out real quick, real easy. Not much fighting in that one. and they go and dump the body. But they knocked him out. They didn't kill him. Then the family's hanging out. They're near the mascot named Sugar Bunny. It's a big bunny. It's a good-looking mascot. They're aware that Shin has psychic abilities, so they're like, okay, well, we can approach them as long as we don't have any murderous intent. Like, if we don't have killing intent, then they can't. Then we'll be able to get the drop on them. Which, like, yeah, I mean, if you can do it, that might work out for you. Sorry, hold on a second here. Let me just get this locked in. Great, got that locked in. And then that's going to go like this. No, like this. Yeah, that goes like that. Hell yeah. Okay. And I need a 40. Let's see. They all go on a roller coaster, and Lou notices that one of the people that was spying on them. And then Shin realizes, yep, that person is trying to stalk us. Shin has to break free of the ride because they're locked in, and he and the other person fight. Shin gets poisoned, and they end up on a roller coaster cart, like a separate cart. This is a fucking phenomenally animated fight. The second episode was a bit of drop in quality from the first episode, but this episode kicks that back up a notch because this fight is really well choreographed and really well animated while they're on a roller coaster. It's really fucking good. They fight on the cart. They end up on a stage show where a bunch of smoke is happening. And so Shin puts on the Sugar Bunny costume to fight the guy. And it's mainly so that it looks like it's part of a stage show. So it's also a little bit of free entertainment for the daughter. So that's very fun. And then we see a different use of the psychic ability from Shin because he's been poisoned, so he's having trouble seeing. But Taro just thinks of ways to fight this guy, and Shin reads Taro's mind. And I'm like, I wonder if they talked about that in advance, because that's really fucking smart. Like, that was a very smart moment of being like, oh yeah, well, you should do this, and you should do that. And then he gets to read his mind. So he beats them up, and it ends with the crowd applauding Shin, aka, the guy dressed as the mascot fighting this dude. One would assume that then they also help out Shin because he has been poisoned. One would assume that comes next. Again, this episode really fun. Setting it at the park, you get the character interaction. We're ramping up the danger and the difficulty. Will Shin be able to? Or not Shin. Shin also isn't supposed to be killing anybody. Can he keep up with that? Can our guy Sakamoto keep up his promises? Will he have to kill in order to protect his family, thus losing his family? Like, who knows? But yeah, it's very fun. This was a fun episode, and again, animation in episode 2 kind of dipped a little bit, and this one there was some really good fight choreography in it, and it was really, really solid. If you're not watching Sakamoto Days, I highly recommend you check it out because it's pretty fucking rad. And now I want to talk to you about episode 2 of ZENSHU. If you are unfamiliar with ZENSHU, this is the original series by MAPPA that was pitched as, this brilliant animator, this young ingenue animator. She had this like really popular movie. She's now directing her second feature. And she, for some reason, she accepted the job of animating a romantic comedy movie, but she's never experienced any kind of romance, and she's stuck, and she doesn't know what to do. And that was what it was pitched as, and that's what some of the episode is, episode 1. And then she eats bad fish and dies. While watching her favorite childhood anime, which was apparently panned by critics and not very good, called A Tale of Perishing. And then she wakes up. This is Natsuko. And she wakes up within the anime. This is not the anime she wrote. This is just an anime that she was into. She tries to warn people about the voids and how the voids are going to attack. And this group, the 9 soldiers, really need to save the day and all this. And they don't believe her, because why would they? But it turns out that she ends up saving them. They're, a bunch of them are supposed to die, or one of them is supposed to die and sacrifice themselves, but she saves them by using her abilities to animate a thing and bring it into that world. She can basically, and that one is a very Nausicaa-related thing. Episode 3, which we won't talk today, but I did watch, and I can tell you, episode 3 is her creating a wrestler. Like, basically, everything she's going to draw are going to be homages to other anime. And then she passes out. And she wakes up 3 days later. It's episode 2. Again, 3 days in after that. So it seems like she can't just use her powers willy-nilly. And also, she couldn't do it again, right away. And she did pass out for 3 days. So we get a flashback to her. Interesting. So we need like context for this world, right? So how do we get context for this world? Well, we flash back to her as a child talking about and watching A Tale of Perishing. So we get through her child version of her, like, what the deal is with this fucking anime. And what we learn is that, so we learn a bunch of dumb, hey, Lashbrook, we learn a bunch of dumb things in ZENSHU about this anime, A Tale of Perishing. But the thing is, this anime was poorly received and is bullshit. So it kind of makes sense that the things we're learning are all of the things that you would hate about an original anime, like the fact that all of these terms are nonsense terms. Like there are a bunch of there are 9 countries that have glowing crystals called soul futures. And the soul futures are being targeted by the voids. And if all 9 soul futures get destroyed, then a powerful monster named the Great Void will show up and destroy the world. And there are 9 heroes that are trying to defeat the voids. And there's only 1 soul future left. And again, this is all nonsense anime bullshit, but it is with the context of this is all nonsense anime bullshit in a bad anime. So it's like, oh, I guess that makes it okay because it's a bad anime. It's the anime within an anime. I don't know. Anyway, in the second episode, she finds out she's been passed out. A lot of people ask her questions about where she's from. They don't trust her. They don't believe her, anything she's having to say. She's being very honest with them because she knows things about them because she remembers plots from the anime. And she remembers character things that happen in the anime because she's there. So she, of course, has some memories of what goes on there, which like makes sense. Let's see. She tries to use her animation tool. It doesn't work. The 9 soldiers and Natsuko have a meeting. They get questions about the real world that she came from. But like, basically, she tries to give them answers instead of making something up like I'm a prophet or I'm from this town that no one's ever heard of or whatever, or like, or I'm a traveler and I can see visions of the future, whatever it is. Instead, she's just like, no, I'm an animator. This is a fake world. I'm from the real world. And they're just like, we don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And then Natsuko is like, did I actually die? Maybe I was just transported here. So she starts questioning her own reality, which is, always fun to question your reality. Always a good time. They learned that we learned there's only 1 soul fragment left. Soul future left, not fragment. And the Great Void's coming. This seer is like, you should take, like, hey, one of you was supposed to die and didn't. just got done with your meal prep. You vastly underestimated how long it would take. Yep, I hear you. That has happened to me. Sometimes those things take a lot longer than you would expect. Basically, Natsuo goes back to where she appeared in this world, thinking maybe there's a portal or she can go back. That doesn't work out. So she's like, okay, well, maybe I'll join them. They eventually agree to let her in. She warns them of an upcoming attack because, of course, she does know that in the plot of the game or the plot of the anime, there is going to be an aerial attack. And so, luckily, also before the attack, she meets somebody, a bartender that she doesn't remember from the anime because there are people in that world that, of course, aren't in the anime. Sorry, let me just make sure I get this done right. This has got to go up in here. This inner frame is interesting. It's fairly unique. So I got to make sure that I'm assembling it correctly. Because again, it's fairly different than other kits of its era. And I have built the Zigok before, just not the Char's version, but it's been a while since I built this, so making sure that I'm assembling this correctly. She meets a bartender and she's like, is this like a reference? Like, oh, is this like a minor character that is like a reference by the people that made the anime? Which is a weird leap in logic that I didn't quite follow, but whatever. I don't know if maybe it'll come up later. Okay. Then we get the invasion happens, and then Natsugo's animator tool starts activating so she can use it. And she can't make the same thing twice. So she creates a bunch of homing missiles to take out the flying voids and destroy the mothership, and she saves the fucking day. Hooray, great job, you did it. Everyone's fucking psyched. She passes out again and again for another 3 days, and she wakes up, and Luke, who is the main character, who has been rude to her before, is not rude to her, and this time brings her a meal and also like has pinned her hair back so he can see her face, which is rude of him, but I think supposed to be a nice gesture, because she keeps her hair covered, or her face covered with her hair, because she doesn't have time to cut her hair because she's too busy animating. Anyway, that's the second episode. I thought the art was really good. The world building, I think, is pretty strong, considering there is no reference material for this, and they are building like, again, a bad anime. They're building a bunch of stories for their bad anime within their hopefully good anime, and I think that's an interesting challenge. So, good luck to them. I kind of wanted to watch the thing that got pitched, but I'm liking this. I can't really complain about a original isekai done by Mappa too much. And also, the nice thing is, it isn't a deep dive into the emotions of an animator, which I thought that's what it was going to be. And I was like, come on. But instead, it's like, what if somebody could create things in an anime that they're now a part of? And I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. I don't know. That's ZENSHU. Again, we're going to get caught up on ZENSHU over the next couple streams. I'll do episode 3 on Thursday, episode 4 on Saturday, so then episode 5 I can do on Monday, and we'll just go through it like that. And then I'll start feeding in other anime this season that I want to chat about, and maybe give like quicker synopses of those. But hopefully that was enough to satiate you. Now is the part of the stream where I want to hear from you. What are you up to? What are you into? What do you got going on? What's going on with you? Did you have a good weekend? What you do over the weekend? I like hearing from you about those things and things. So let me know. I'm going to add a sticker to this, which is, this one is the Y. So this is the one that's not the Y. Great. We only have 2 stickers on this kit, and I'm going to enter this one. But yeah, let me know. Obviously, Lashbrook mentioned working on meal prep and underestimated how long it would take, but I'm glad you're here. Thanks for being here. For myself, I did meet with my D&D crew, and we are going to run Austin Walker's game. We kind of did a session 0 about it to learn. We're all reading it and trying to figure out what we need to do for this game to run it. I am excited. I will give you my thoughts once we get going. We have not set a time. We were going to try this weekend, but there's a lot of things that people have going on, including like, I got some fucking wrestling to watch this weekend, so we don't have anything right there. But we will find some time to get all the stuff together that we need to do. But we had the meeting. That was really good. I watched some wrestling last night. I watched some wrestling from 2022. When AEW had a video game coming out, it's still out, but when it was coming out, one of the things they did for promotion was they went to Tokyo Game Show and they ran matches. They had a really small ring, legitimately very small ring, and they ran matches. And those existed if you wanted to watch a live stream, but now they're on Wrestle Universe. They have been uploaded to Wrestle Universe, the streaming service. And so I watched with some friends. We watched 2 of them because it was just kind of fun to watch them. It's fun to watch Takeshita. At that point, Takeshita had been on AEW television a little bit, but he hadn't signed with them. So this was months before he signed with them. And it had Hikari Noah, who has left the business. This was obviously before she had. But you get to see Christopher Daniels versus Chris Brooks, which just like shouldn't have happened, but did. Christopher Daniels working heel as a heelish American against the Japanese wrestlers, working with Ryo Mizunami against Konosuke Takeshita and Yuka, which like, what? Yuka Sakazaki, who like, now we know, according to dirt sheets, we don't know, but we believe, according to dirt sheets, that those two are dating. So that's the only the second time they've ever teamed together. So it was like, oh, that's kind of neat. I'm having trouble getting this arm together here, so I'm gonna switch things up. I'm gonna try to get this going here. See if I can get this together. I want to kind of get this built as much as possible. I've been playing Hearthstone. I have a new deck that I'm liking. I'll be playing some Hearthstone this Friday as part of my. I'll talk about it again later. But as you know, this Friday as part of the subathon, I will be playing some Hearthstone, and so I'll talk about that more when we get there. But sorry, I don't know why this arm is not snapping in, but it's not snapping in, and it's really annoying. I'm going to snap this in just to. Okay, so yes, it's got to go like that. And I don't know why it's not working, but it's not. So pop that out. So my apologies. But yeah, I've been playing Hearthstone. I got a couple decks I like. I got one new deck that's pretty fun. That is a Starship deck that I actually like, which is wild because I don't really like Starship decks. But I found one that I'm enjoying pretty much. I now have a Protoss deck and a Starship deck and a Zerg deck. I don't have a Protoss deck, or a Terran deck. I have a Protoss deck. I don't have a Terran deck right now. I should get a Terran deck because it would be good to have that. But I don't have one of those right now. All right, check this bot. Look at this. We're getting there, folks. We have the head and we have the backpacks left. Yeah, actually, I think we're gonna finish this. I think we can finish this up tonight, which makes sense, and then we'll be able to start the Zaku Warrior on Thursday. Hooray! I'm gonna read what y'all been writing. Last week says spent a good bit of day making some meal prep burritos. Hell yeah! And also bought the Aotonju, which is Balatro for Mahjong. Okay. Oh, all right. That sounds neat. Okay, sorry, I gotta get this removed here. Nice and easy. Sorry about that. Let me just get that cleaned up there. Okay. Let's see. I had to stop after one run or I wouldn't have done anything else. Yeah, hell yeah. That sounds cool. Nice. Aristophan says, nice to hear about trying out Austin's work. Yeah, I'm excited to try it out. We have agreed that we want to try it. Aristophan says, I've been playing Lego Horizons Adventure, which is pretty fine Lego game. Highlight, you can get a brick separator as a power-up, and it acts like a big club to smash enemies. That's awesome. That is a cool little feature, and I appreciate that. I like that they did that. That's a nice little bit of business for them. That's fun. Okay, so this is going to go in here. Getting our head together here. There we go. And then we got to put a sticker on. Sticker looks like it goes. How does the sticker look? Because this goes like this. What am I missing about this here? Sorry, everybody. I got real quiet here as I was like trying to figure this out. But so I got to put the sticker on first, and then yeah, that's all the pieces that are left, and that's just the backpack. All right, so I got to put the sticker on first. Let me look at this. Let me look at this. Make this bigger. Yeah, okay, it just lives like that. Yeah, it just lives on the black there, and then this part goes over. Okay. That's fine. Aristophan's been playing. Oh, you said that. I said that already. Lord Crashton says, finished up the Fishman Island arc of One Piece. That was fun and over quicker than I had expected, since it seemed like the best paced arc so far. I would agree with you on that one. Love Luffy talking shit to one of the warlords and wanting the island to be under his control, so he starts shit right after surviving a big fight. Looking forward to the crew being back on the surface world. Yeah, Fishman arc is really fun. Some people really don't like it, but I think the fighting in there is really fun. You get to see a lot of characters having a really good time and getting to kind of show off a bit. Especially Frankie gets to fucking do some stuff in Fishman arc, which like the Fishman Island arc, which like it'd been a while since he got to really like do some shit. So that was nice as someone that doesn't hate Frankie. I like that he got to do some stuff. Happy for him in that. Let's see. Oh, this is yeah. Okay. And then let's put the head on. The head is on. There's nothing to panel line on the head. The head is on. Hell yeah. Got the head done. And then Dirty says, finished Final Fantasy VII Remake last night. Attended an all-hands meeting today with no news in it. Oh, I hate that shit. My condolences. And needed to figure out what the games to remove from my deck to fit the 153 gigabyte Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Yeah, you gotta make room for that shit. Jesus, that's a lot. We're gonna finish this kit tonight, which I did not think we would. I thought for sure we'd be finishing it on Thursday. I'm glad I ran the poll to figure out what I'm gonna be building next, because that's gonna start on Thursday. Tomorrow, I haven't said this on stream yet. Tomorrow we're going back to Diorama Builder. I wanted a chill game. I didn't want to start something brand new, because I do have a game that is new that I could check out, but I just wanted to play something that I played before. We played it on Christmas, so it hasn't been that long since we last played it, but I just wanted a chill video game like that that I thought would be something fun to do. So 11 and 9, and then 10 and 12 go over there. Okay. So yeah, I just wanted a chill game. That's tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to doing that with everybody. And then Thursday, we will start the Zaku Warrior live concert version, which is a master grade. It's been quite some time since I did a 1/100 scale kit, so I'm excited for that. So everybody can see that cool build. And then we'll, of course, I have a little bit of break on that because on Friday I will be doing my my subathon, and then no stream on Saturday. My apologies. You'll have to find something to do without me on a Saturday. I'm taking that night off. Partially because I do not want to do a stream on Thursday and Friday and Saturday all in a row. And then also because it's the Royal Rumble and I want to watch the Royal Rumble. I like the Royal Rumble a lot, so I'm going to watch that with some friends. We'll all be in the same Discord together as it's on Peacock. That does start early, but it'll be a long show, and I'm excited for that. I'm going to make nachos, and I'm going to watch that. My folks are going away, and they're leaving on Friday, so which is why it's the day I'm doing that. So on Saturday, I also will be moving all my stuff into the Carolina room, into the bonus room. So for the month of February and a little bit of March, I will be in there. And that gives me more time. Basically, it gives me Saturday to get set up, and then Sunday to like the overhead camera, this camera, I have to like position it correctly and like make sure that I have a backdrop that I build that helps like deaden the sound a little bit, because that room is got a way higher ceiling than this room. And like, you know, I have filters and stuff in OBS, but I want to make sure that the sound is as good as I can get it. And then I have to, like I said, I have a little bit of backdrop to do. I have to make sure that my webcam is lined up right, all that stuff. And so I want to give myself a little time. So I'm going to do that during the day on Saturday and Sunday. And then on Monday, a week from today, I'll be back with that stream. But Thursday, I'm in here, and Friday, I'm in here. So if you're looking for your normal Thursday stream, please come hang out. Friday starts at 3:30 p.m., which is, I know, early. And it'll be done at like, I mean, I say 7:30. 7:30 is, or 8 o'clock is probably right. I used to have a hard out for these, but I don't right now, because I don't have to watch anything that are and hang out and do stuff on a Friday night anymore. But I'll probably wrap up that stream. Like, I'll probably do 4 hours, because more than 4 hours is a little pushing for me, unless we're making zero leeway with subscribers, with gifted subs, or people subscribing for the first time, or if you know, I still have a bunch of stuff that I promised people I would stream and do, and I got to get to that kind of thing. This leg is incredibly loose, and there's no good way to fix it. This kit, if I was going to like display this, I would get a stand for it. I would pop out this bottom piece here and plug a stand in. It stands up on its own, but it's really loosey-goosey. I do think this is a fun kit. This is Char Zegok. This is the final kit of the Char kits, because we've built Char Zaku, we built the Zegok, we built all of his things. I'm trying to remember what the other one was. What is the other? We built Char Zaku. We've built, he has a Gelgoog. We built Char's Gelgoog. We built the Gelgoog and the Zaku 2, and it's a clear. The Sazabi. The Sazabi, that's what we also built. So we have built we have built every single one of Char's kits, specialty colored kits now, which is fun, and I'm happy about that. But that is going to do it for tonight's stream. I want to thank every single one of you for watching it. If you've been here for 5 minutes or you've been here for 2 hours, thank you very much. I appreciate you very much for that. It's very kind of you. Once again, that didn't need to be there. This has been here the whole stream, I guess. That did not need to be there. So my apologies that I forgot that it was there. I was just getting that ready. But yeah, hey, I'm going to leave that up, actually. No, I won't. But a reminder, as I figure out who we're going to go raid, because we always end every stream with a raid. Reminder, this Friday, 3:30 p.m. start time, probably about 4 hours of stream. Please come and check it out. It's going to be real fun. You'll have a good time. Lego building, 2 different Lego builds. They'll be very quick. Karaoke, first-time songs. One of my favorite wrestling matches of 2024. I should update, but I'm not going to. And a mystery game, if I get to 70 subscribers, that's really fucking weird. Mary Kish has been at Twitch for 8 years, and she's celebrating by playing Ender Magnolia, Bloom in the Mist, which I don't know anything about, but I love Mary Kish, so we're going to go hang out with Mary as Mary plays this video game. It has been, yeah, again, the fact that Mary's been at Twitch for 8 years feels wrong. It feels like incorrect, like she was lying to me, but she's not. As John says, we always end with a raid. We're going to go hang out with Mary. Thank you all so much for being here. Please come along on this raid. Please come back tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern for Diorama Builder. Very chill. We're working on the castle. I have to remember how to play it. It's going to be fun. You'll have a good time with that. And we'll like yap and gab and stuff. But thanks so much for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, everybody. It's one of the new fangled independent games. Yes. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.